Hey, it's Kevin DeWitt here. We're going to talk about LED lighting. Now, in a previous video, you would have seen that, if you've watched it, that I did a bit of a run through and setting up of some softbox lighting. And during that process, I was talking about how they were impractical for my studio because they were quite large and I didn't really have the space for them, couldn't get them far enough away to really use them efficiently. So I looked for some other products and I found this here. So this is actually a Yongnuo, not sure how you say it, Yongnuo Digital YN300 Air. And you can see how small it is. This is a fantastic size. It's got a plastic diffuser type thing on the front here, and it operates either by a power connector or you can operate it from your camera batteries. Now, just one thing to be aware of, if you do buy these, it comes with no power and no batteries, so you need to make sure you buy some. So you can just get yourself some batteries, plug them in, and it works like a charm. Now, it comes with this little attachable foot, so you can actually stand it straight as is without anything else, or you can remove that as well. And you can mount these on a tripod, or they also give you this little handle, and they also give you some felt cases to keep this in if you want to carry it around and take it with you anywhere. So obviously the handle is quite good if you want to work around moving your light by hand, or if you want to mount it on your camera, you can. It's small enough to mount on a camera. A large camera, not a tiny little camera, obviously. And obviously you can sit it somewhere here. So I ended up getting 3 of these, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them or where to place them, and I still haven't exactly worked it out yet. What I have worked out is that I do some videos with a webcam on my studio desk back here, and what I've actually done is I've placed one right up there on top of that speaker pointing down. Webcam's down here, so it lights my face from this side where the webcam is and lights me up nicely, so the webcam's getting a good image of my face with that light there. But even with that light there, I've still got that reduced down to 40%, because at 100% it was still washing out my face. So 40% was enough for the webcam to get a nice image in this room with no other lights on. So very efficient from that regard. So quite simply, there's a power button on the back here. Push it in, light comes on, blinds the camera. That power switch is also the control. And on the back here, you have some buttons. We've got a battery indicator here, which is showing how long our battery is going to last. This button here is a coarse fine button, so when it's in coarse it does incremental steps of about 10 with our dial. We put it on fine, then we obviously can do it in increments of 1 very slowly. We have a color temperature setting here, so we can either set it to 5500 K or 3200 K. And then we have a set button here, and this is basically a memory, so we can have one memory setting. So if we hold it down long for about a second, it'll flash, and that will store the current settings into the memory. If you just tap it once, it'll restore that setting, so you can have one memory setting only. So obviously set them up to what you like in your placements and that sort of thing, and then you can set it. Now, the other thing you can do, I'll put it back on fine, is So at the moment I've got it on 5500K, and that's a setting of 1. And obviously we can go all the way up to 99. If I put it on coarse, it becomes extremely bright. So you could get a fair distance out of these and still light things up very well. But you can also mix and match. So that was 5500K. Now you might want to go to 3200. And that's the results you get there. If we wind it down, take it down to a 1, that's the color there. But they're independent, so you can actually set, I'll put it on fine, hang on. You can actually set, say, the 3200 on 1, and then you can actually set the 5500 on 1 and combine the two. So I'm not sure if the camera is picking this up, but you can see they're independent LEDs, and you can have both on. So you can turn both on full. You can set each one individually for a totally different value than the other. So you could have the 5500K full ball, 3200 just a tiny bit, or whatever setting you go for and whatever you desire. So that's a handy feature if you want that flexibility. So at the moment I am recording with just my room lights on. I've got none of these on at the moment, nothing else at all. So I'm going to place these probably in these 2 spots here, and we're going to turn them on. I'm going to turn the room lights off first so you can visually see what that looks like. I'm going to turn the room lights off first so you can visually see what that looks like, and then we are going to turn these on individually and play with the settings and the values. Now I'm probably going to just stick with the 5500K because I'm not really a fan of the 3200. I might try it just for, I'll try 3200 just for the sake of testing it, but I'm not a big fan of it. Alright, let's place these up, turn the lights off, and we can then have a play with them. So I'm going to take this off because I want to stand this up. So I have no idea whether you can see me. This is with the lights in the room off. There's just one tiny little lamp on over there and a couple of little tiny miniature salt lamps here on the desk. Other than that, there's no lights in this room whatsoever, so you may not be able to see me at all. Okay, so let's place some lights and see what we get. Okay, so right now we have one LED over this side, 5500K. It's on full ball, 99, pointing over here. I'm sure you can see a shadow coming across my face as I'm doing this, and that's what we've got with that one there. So let's turn one on over here and we'll see what that does. Okay, now we've got another one on over here. This one's a bit closer to me, not that far away from here, just for the placement. The one over here is a bit further away. They're both 5500K, both on full ball. So I'm going to maybe drop the value of this one a little bit and we'll see what that does. Okay, I've just dropped this one down to 50%. So that one over there is still full, 99, 100, whatever you want to call it. That one's sitting at 50, both still 5500K. So I might just try turning this one down a bit and maybe turn that one down a little bit more again, just to see what we get. Okay, so now we've got this one down to 30%, still 5500K, and we've got this one set to 50%. So 30 and 50. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch these over to 3200K, do the same thing, just so you can see what that looks like there. Alright, so now we've got them both set to 3200K and they're both full ball 3200. Again, this one's a bit closer to me, this one's a bit further away. Now I'm going to go to turn that one down, leave that one up full. Okay, so now we've got this one at 50%, this one's at 100%, both 3200K. Now we'll turn that one down to 50, turn that one down to around 30 and see what that looks like. Okay, so now we have 30%, 50%, both 3200K. Now I'm going to put them back to 5500, and until I watch this video back, I don't really know what settings I like the best, so I will just make an estimate at the moment, but I'm going to do something else at the back as well in a minute. Okay, so I'm back, both are set to 5500K. Now what I've done is just gone for a bit of an in-between. See what this looks like. This one is set to 40%. This one is set to 70%. Again, that one's further away. That one is closer. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to turn something on at the back. So obviously I am switching between what I had before, which was the big softbox lighting system, and these LEDs. Now, to prevent the softbox lighting system being an absolute total waste of money, I am trying to reutilize some of the components for that. So I'm using the tripod right now to hold this camera. So my iPhone is using one of the tripods from the softbox lighting system right in front of me, and I've got another one in the back with the head of one of the lights with the globes in it, but without the black shell and the screen, and I've got it actually low on the floor here behind the desk, pointing up to the wall, and I'm going to turn that on and see what impact that has to this situation, sort of as a background enhancer to maybe bring me out a little bit and see how that works. I could obviously use the third LED light there, but just because I'm trying to keep that one set up the way I want for the webcam, I was looking for other options, and this other one can sit on the floor. But like I said, I'm trying to utilize some of the components in the softbox lighting system that I spent good money on, and not just throw it away because it was a waste of money. So let me go turn that on and we'll have a look at that. All right, so here we go. Now I have not touched these ones on the side, so they're the same. 40% over here, 70 over there, 5500K, and I've got one of the softbox lighting systems. Like I said, it's really low behind the desk, pointing up against the back wall there, or towards the back wall to light up the back wall. All 5 globes in, all 5 globes turned on. So a fair bit of power in the light there. Could be overkill, don't know yet until I review the video. And I'm not sure if that's actually having a benefit or not, but again, find out as soon as I compare the video. So depending on the results of this video, based on what I've done so far, I highly recommend these LED lights. So much smaller, so much easier to work with. They take up absolutely no space in this room at all. I've got a lot more flexibility to where I can place them. You obviously need to be aware that you need to provide the power and the batteries. That it doesn't come with any of those, so don't expect it, for the price of these. They don't come with anything. And if you want to set them up on tripods or something like that, you'll need that as well, which they also don't come with any of that, but they come with a tiny little stand so that you can set them on shelves if you've got them, or whatever else is sitting around here that may be convenient, like me with a speaker up there. I've got a couple of Studio Gobos sitting over here that I've just sat them on top of here. Very portable, very easy to use, and because they can run off batteries, camera batteries, they're really good for portability as well. So really great if you want to use them for portable off-site camera work instead of taking these massive, huge softbox lights, which are fine for a big studio setup, but for what I'm doing, wasn't really practical. So I highly recommend these LED lights. We'll see the results in the video when I when I edit this, and hopefully they're positive. I'll work out what settings are the best for me and this room, and then I can utilize that going forward for all of my videos. Just another thought that popped in my head, another positive of these little LED ones is if you do take photos of components and little small things, these are very handy because you can actually get them in very close on a table, because they've got little table stands and you can angle them or however you want, and they would be really handy for close-up work there, for lining up small components or any gear reviews, that sort of stuff. And as I said, it's got a hand stick on it, so you can use that to carry it around. You could mount it on top of a maybe on top of a SLR camera or something like that, if you want to light up people in front of you. So check them out. I'll put a link below. Again, this link will be an affiliate link, so if you do click on it, I would get paid a small commission. So it doesn't change the price for you at all. It just is a benefit to me as a business, but please do not click on the link if you do not want to. Don't feel pressured to click on that link. So if you don't want to click on the link, then please just go to Google and search for the product. The name will be in the description, and you can check them out and purchase them without my affiliate link at all. But if you'd like to support me and my channel and my business, then please, I would really appreciate if you did click on that link and you were going to look at purchasing these. So hopefully it's been helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.